A very good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching us from. What's up, what it is, what it do? It's your boy Mustadamas holding it down, kama dawa. And you know how it is, I'm hanging out with my boy
Ben wa imani ukiniita Ben wa faith tutakosana. Kama unajua kuna huyo faith make sure umemleta kwangu. Na kama ana maziguebeki yenye jifine, usiniite Ben wa faith. Call me Ben of faith. I'm a Ben wa imani. Welcome to our show. Catch 22
Nijikute.
Na huyo faith ana ziguebeki.
It's basically a catch 22 Nijikute is all about a situation that you get yourself caught up in and you just don't even know what to do. But today we have a moto topic, but
moto is far is ngori. Yeah, na tulirusha pale Instagram.
Yeah, we actually threw it on our Instagram page and we asked a couple of questions.
Yes. And this was the question. Very simple question.
What was the question all about?
What's stopping you from shooting your shot to him or her?
What's stopping you from shooting your shot to him or her? So this question is actually open to even chicks who perhaps have been checking out a guy. They've been thinking about, unimseni mali safi. I wouldn't mind getting into a relationship. I wouldn't say a situationship, but hey, this is a guy that you just want him to actually take a look at. You maybe perhaps have something. And manze kawe ni demu unashindwa ni aje.
So and mostly 99% of our responses, out of the many responses that we have, 99% are ladies.
The respondents were ladies.
Ladies.
And are they warming up to this issue? What are they saying? What are they saying about it?
The first one is a lady. They say the embarrassment that comes after they say no. Wacha tu ikae.
What? So ladies are actually embarrassed.
Yes.
Ladies are actually embarrassed if they actually get themselves to the space or to the place of wajikute wakiongelele wakitry kupropozea msee wamekuwa wakimcheck. Because their biggest phase is embarrassment. But why would they get embarrassed?
But you see, it's not a proposal.
It's
not a physical proposal for a wedding or something.
It's not a guy going down on their knees, and though there are women who do that. This is just like no nani like so tuna like yana, and I'm just thinking umse nikana chelewa mbona aoni niko too right, me niko ready, afu unaona nikaa mse nikana legeza. So what do you want to do? So a chick decides to go for it. So their biggest fear is embarrassment. Why would they get embarrassed?
To me, there's no room for embarrassment because if you like this person, maybe you know their DM, you know their number, you can meet them and tell them, you know what, manzi nimekulike na kuko hivi na hivi na hivi, unatupa tu mistari zako. There's nothing wrong with you telling this person. I like when you get to express yourself to someone. You tell them how you feel about them. And there's no question of embarrassment. It's up to them. Shawrie yao wakikubali wasipokubali, at the end of the day ulishasema.
There's nothing to lose technically. I also don't want to buy into this whole vibe that you're talking about people actually saying that they are really fearful or embarrassed. Because we could also say the same thing, because traditionally guys have been the ones who actually been shooting their shots whenever they're actually checking out a chick and they think, hey, I want to make my move because I really like this chick. Even the guys can say pesi tunapigwa mastopa zingine za ajab, and by that doesn't stop a man from actually going out there. But again, instinctively it's because men are actually meant to be going out there and doing that, so somehow men are covered. But women, maybe perhaps they're the ones who have been, allow me to say, culturally inclined to just wait and be asked out. And then they're literally seeing that unimsena like unimseni ningependa ani ask out, lakini manzi amenegeza makata yuko ametuparada kaini kama manzi nioni manzi mimi ni mali safi na nimejichipo nimejiweka tomato sauce niko tu ready tu ni amejimarinate manzi ko tu sawa, lakini manzi and I want to say that there's really no place for embarrassment, simply because I want to say that if at all it gets you to that place where you as a chick would really have to go out and maybe perhaps, ask the jama out, then do what jamas do. Jamas most of jamas would literally want to ask a chick out who they've known for some time. Ni mtu wamekuwa wakihang out, ni mtu wamekuwa akijua mabeste zake, you've been maybe umekuwa kwa mbogi ama click same, we've been having some chemistry going on, we've been having some, you know, we're completing each other's sentence. Kuna kitu kamekuwa build up, kuna chemistry kamekuwa build up, and so unaanza ku realize, you know, naturally, even as my best, even because we've been friends, unapata tu yani, I like you as a friend, you know, I like hanging out with you, even when you're doing whatever, I like what you know, maybe we are into each other's, you know, vibe, you know, I like you as a person, maybe unajipatanga tukitembea tunapata tunahagiana ama tuna, you know, this is someone who you already have some chemistry going on. So when a chick actually gets to that place where Anna have allow me to say shooting their shot, itakuwa you have a good chance, high chance of, you know, the guy saying, you know, why not, ama labda atasema hata mimi manze nilikuwa na try to build up lakini umenirahisishia kazi you know.
and you see, the people, we've talked about embarrassment, but that other people were talking about fear.
Wow.
Fear of being told no. Actually, it's not even one. Mwingine anasema niko na fear, mwingine anasema fear of being told no.
These are chicks or these are jamas?
These are chicks.
Okay.
Actually, these are chicks.
Okay.
Mwingine ameandika fear. There's one guy who said fear.
Yeah. But you know, for guys even who say fear, I don't know, but hey, maybe it's just me. But you know, the guys who are saying fear, maybe this is not just kawaida conventional fear for just asking someone out. It's also fear for many other things. This guy is just generally a fearful guy. You know, anaogopa tu vitu mob, because ukiona msee anasema manze, especially for a guy who, you know, it's organically correct for you to go out and ask a chick out, and you're finding that time is right, maybe uko tu sawa, we unajua, you know, unajua unajiweza, unaweza jibeba, unaweza feel it's your right time to maybe get into a relationship, lakini you're still too fearful, unaweza get to realize labda mse pia ni fearful pia juu ya vitu mob zingine, and they just need some encouragement. But he ya madem naweza ielewa, because again they are not so used to be the ones asking, and then they've taken the bold step of stepping out, and then wanapata msia nawaambia kuamelia hapo hivyo, you know.
Sometimes it's also fear for men. It could be fear in terms of the kind of person you're trying to shoot your shot. You're like, there are 6% or maybe 60% of the things you like about them, and maybe 40 you don't like about them. So you're like, it's a risky thing. If we can risk in our businesses and do other things, taking risks,
where there's even zero guarantee.
Zero guarantee. And there's that kind of fear where you feel like ulimtoina gani. Kuna watu waangalia kama msee, mtu anakuangalia anaona kijana ni celeb nini, and then you have the same fear, unajiambia huyu ata cheat, huyu tu nita waste time yangu, and you really like that person in the first instance. And then also there's another fear of you don't know whether whatever you will express to them is what they even feel about.
There's always that risk. There's always that risk.
Yes, there's that risk. And you build it up. Sometimes leo musemanga kuna vitu si lazima make sense size. Kuna times it make sense. But at the end of the day, you made that move.
You made the move.
You made that move. As in uli take to the action of let me do this. Ni mrembo sana, unaona watu unajua kuna maboys unaangalianga mdemu kwa zile za hii ni kitu bwana, unaweza shindana tu kwa simu tu maandamano, lakini useme unaongea hivi normal.
Maybe perhaps these guys who are watching us, we want to hear about you. Would you do the same thing? Ebu comment you know, just drop in your lines and just tell us how I mean, if you're a chick, if you're a jama, what has really been stopping you from shooting your shot? There's some other comments.
Someone else is saying, if I shoot my shot as a lady, after some time the man may start mistreating me or just treating me anyhow. I might be put off, and honestly, that will hurt.
Wow, I hear you.
It's still under the category of fear.
It's still under the category of fear.
From a different perspective.
Yeah, but again, me, I would also say the same thing, Bana. It's the same thing that men also go through.
Yeah.
Men can also pull the same thing.
True.
To confess. By the way, people when confessing love, I don't know why it looks like a very interesting place of vulnerability. Malenge, you know. And I don't know why people are so embarrassed about love, because to be very honest, of all the emotions, whether you're angry, whether you're going crazy over something, you don't fear expressing it. If you're pissed off with something, you know, you can people even go on strike or make wamejamisha na serikali. Mtu anaweza andika very strong letter to the boss, anaweza hata ambia boss kitu anasema as long as anajua atakuwa fired. People are not reserved when it comes to expressing various kinds of emotions. If you're sad, you've lost someone, you're not shy to cry. You know, some people are not, you know, and not really reserved when it comes to expressing other emotions. But when it comes to love, and just people finding you, I don't know, what kuna area fulani watu wataki wakuone in that space, because there's a mellow side of you that, you know, you always you don't want to look mashy, and you don't want to look like, you know, you've been smitten, you know, by Cupid. But all I'm trying to say is, I don't really think that people who confess their sins, especially ladies telling a jama that they should be fearful of the guy ending up, you know, mistreating them. Because again, it, like you said, it depends on the kind of guy that you're actually perhaps wanting to have or initiate a relationship.
That guy is not mature.
Again, it comes down to maturity, because even that person, when he starts acting like that, it doesn't show that he's not even ready for a relationship with you. It shows that this person is not even ready for a relationship with anyone. Because this guy bado hajakoma hajaiva venye inafaa, is not ready for relationships. And I'm actually thinking that perhaps you should actually reconsider about the kind of, you know, if you're having a vibe that if I do this guy might end up, you know, treating me like this, then perhaps that's not the guy to be asking out, you know.
Then someone else is saying, akona mtu wake.
Nini kupropose. Ashajua akona mtu.
Ashajua akona mtu. Mtu ni wako kama umebweka.
Sasa unamjua, this earth is hard.
Mambo ni ngumu.
Ni important, ni fiti kujichocha hivyo na kujua uko na mtu wako. So wewe una haja ya kushoot the shot. The challenge about it is this. Let me tell you about the challenge about that. The challenge is being in a place of assumption. You don't know, you're not defining the kind of relationship you're having. This is what young guys are having nowadays. When Charlie unajua ume like them, na unajua kuna kitu udem anajua pia na kulike. You know, there's that kind, unajua and then no one is communicating anything. So unasema kama your statement, mtu ni wangu. Alafu na udem na yeye anasemaje, mimi najua ben ni wangu, you know. Wacha nikuambie kitu inakujanga kuchapa watu. Wanakujanga kupata mtu ametoka kwingine. Amesmite huyu mdada. Huyu mdada anakaa hivyo anaona hata ile nilikuwa nafikiria niko nayo haifiki bei. Huyu ndio top notch. Kidogo fumbua, the girl is gone.
Gone and gone forever.
The girl is gone. So manze unapata manze usiaje jichocha. If you need to shoot that shot so that you can have security of tenure. Kitu official. You better shoot that shot. Na ukikaka ukisema ati huyu mtu yuko tu aendi mahali yuko tu. Boss.
Kuna mwingine ambaye anasema ati kama si wa Manchester. Watu wa Manchester watu wa Manchester wanatusumbua.
Sisi hatuna shida na mtu. Sisi kama watu ya Manchester hatuna shida
na mtu. Anasema he's a 10 but he's dumb.
Guy.
How did you even calculate it to 10?
No,
how did you
that guy is not a 10. That guy is not a 10. But again,
it's not even a 2 bad.
Because everything else builds on some level of intelligence. I hear you. But again, on the other hand, I also want to say this. Mdema na anajaja umseni down. Because maybe I may have just made a stupid move. once.
Yeah.
So mazeo waga umenibeba tu ka toast bandika.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't put my best foot forward handling a situation.
Yeah.
But if I'm constantly and continuously making just dumb mistakes, trust me, I will not even be thinking about shooting my shot,
Take back your shot.
Exactly. Cupid, we out. You don't even dare sting this guy with an arrow because I'm not even seeing a future here. Yes. Because now, part of what I want to be sure about the person you want to be in a relationship with is someone who at least has some level of intelligence and can be able to make wise decisions and can be able to build life na yeye. This is a guy or a chick who you want to make sure that even nikingangana, niko hustle, niko hivi, I'm doing everything and I'm trying to maybe perhaps if this is someone who I want to marry and build my life and start a family, this is someone who's going to help me build together. I'm not wanting to put a person who I'm trying to gather, she's scattering because she's making dumb moves, she's making, silly moves, she's not being careful about how maybe perhaps she spends money, or maybe she's all about the publicity and all that jazz. It's just important that people actually understand that kukuwa na mtu mnaweza resonate naye and make wise decisions is an important part. So mse anasema yuko ni the 10, sijui kama alikuwa na brand physically, but sasa
ama ameanzia 10 anafanya count ameanzia 10 9 8 7 6.
Yo, because you're savage. Hey, guys are salty. Who said the savage? Anyway, what are people saying?
This is very true. And then there's also something else. Someone is saying, and this is the lady, no one to be short.
Surely.
No.
Kuna watu yani. But again, well, I hear her.
Unless I just
kienyeji. What do you mean there's no one to be short? Let me tell you, I was telling you, there's a group called Rastafari. They sang a song, a very interesting song that says, in the abundance of water, a fool is thirsty. A fool is thirsty. Hakuwezi kuwa kuna maji mingi sana alafu una claim una kiu. Either you are suffering from the matters of the eyes. Matters of the eyes are two. There's an aspect of sight and there's an aspect of vision. Kuna kosa kuona mbali because yani wewe uone mbali technically sight. So katesimu. So the thing about it is it is true there's some people who can be in a space and say unajua kuna watu. Na si ati literally kuna watu but hakuna watu type yake. Hakuna watu type yake. Simply because you can be in a space and you're just thinking, sasa hapa, all of these guys are kids. All of these guys don't look like they're ready to start up a family or be in a serious relationship. So unajipata uko in that space. And so anasema tu, maybe where I am, hakuna mtu. But it's not like literally there are no people. There are, but there's no one who is appealing to you. And then there's the other aspect of manze where no one, maybe you set your bar too high. And no one can actually reach it. And so because of setting up that bar, you've already terminated everyone who even wants to look like they want to try shooting their shot.
To be close to
it
makes a lot of sense because there are also a lot of societal pressure. You look at your friends and then you're like, hey, ningependa pia mimi jamaa anakaa hivi. Hata mimi wangu
your girlies, your boys.
So you're accumulating all those qualities, all the good things about them, and then you're putting together and then you are like, and now what? This complete man. And there's also another different perspective. Like you're saying, there's no one to be short. And maybe it is how you've perceived men. It is how you've looked at them. You can never say that men are trash and then bado uko hapo unasema tu unangojea kuolewa and stuff. And your mentality about people, it's so wrong. Yes, we talk about at this generation tunasema mambo ni mbaya, watu wameharibika siku hizi, people are cheating left, right and center. But then wewe tu, you've picked it up, you've owned it, and then you're like, there's no one who's faithful.
Yeah.
And then you're there, unasema umekuwa.
And then even if you get into a relationship,
yes,
you never find joy because utakuwa tu unasema tu based on the kind of advice that you've been picking up, based on again the kind of mindsets that you've been having, that umse labda yuko up to something, ama umse tu ataniacha, ama tu umse ananicheza.
And then also something interesting is the person is saying that there's no one to be short, but there should be a self assessment first.
Analysis.
Watu
wajicheki.
Wewe kwanza, wewe mwenye unataka, are you worth that person? Yeah. So I normally say it's not about me, it's about the other person. So if I'm looking for a partner, I should look at, am I going to be the best for them first?
Yes.
Am I going to be the best for them? So if I get to work on myself to be the best version of myself for them, then it becomes easy.
It becomes easy.
Because even for them, now they need to do it on the other way around. Do it for them, for you as well.
Quite interesting, because it actually touches on that space of where especially single people are actually kind of pushed to a space where they have lists, and these lists saa zingine huwaga zinachocha sana.
My
checklists. Mimi nataka dem, mimi nataka chali kwa hivi, mimi nataka. And perhaps you even putting down, your checklist. As a chick, as a jamaa, you want a guy who's maybe kama wewe ni msee wa church, unataka msee amesave, kama wewe ni msee umeka maanani, umetilia maanani masomo, unataka dem. By the way, me I only date doctoral levels. Mtu amesoma akona PhD, Na kuna these checklists are there. And the funny thing and the most interesting thing about it is most of us, when we're writing this list, we rarely look or reflect inside, on self. We rarely take it, pull up way back into ourselves and try to say, okay, in as much as I'm saying I want A, B, C, D of this other person, and if I end up getting this person who is exactly fitting my checklist, which rarely happens, but I'd say if you get a person who's almost, even 70%, 60% of what you're looking for, songa na yeye, huo msee ni msee rare to find. The challenge about it is, rarely do we look at ourselves and ask ourselves, are we that other person's checklist? Are we really confined? Ama yeye pia alichukua na 30% yake. Yani si tunasikia ni gain tumepata mtu tuko na 70%. This is a guy one. But yani huyo mzee labda nakucheki anasema huyu ni 30% lakini nitachukua tu, So there's need for that.
Someone else is saying he talks too much. This is a lady. He talks too much.
Well, I understand the lady when she's saying that he talks too much, because I know there's some guys, if they are approached by a lady and the lady becomes very vulnerable enough to confess their affections, mtamzima haitakalika. Juu kila mtu atajua hiyo story. Because they'll be out there telling people how this chick is head over heels. Maybe you have common mutual spaces, mutual friends, and you'll find that unajua watu watakuwa sasa wanasema na nilisikia ulikufa huyu msee, and again I'd say this thing is for mature people.
Very true. Mwingine hapa anasema he's a 10 plus he's saved, loves God, and is in ministry, lakini nimewachia Yesu, sina nguvu. Huyu hana nguvu. Church boys. Huyo. He's a 10, he's saved, he loves God, and is in ministry, lakini
ile nguvu hana nguvu ya kupigana na wanawake wengine wa kanisa wenye wameona kitu wameona.
So itadepend nani anabuka for 30 prayers.
Huyo msee nikaa anajua pia editor, anajua na wakunywa na straw na kila kitu. Anajua, by the way, even perhaps is the one who's getting hit on. by chicks, eh?
Yeah.
But na sasa mademu wengine wakishajua, you know, cause mali safi huonekana. Mali safi hujulikana,
kwa entrance so.
Mazee kama kwa entrance, everyone will see. And everyone will want to, you know, they will want to always want to. Unajua? Sasa kama wewe msee, chali ni mali safi. Dem manze ameona ule mtu ni mali safi. Na ameona mademu wengine wenzake wameona pia ni mali safi. Alafu unasikia story, Janet alikuwa date na coffee the other day. Alafu unasikia June alikuwa na coffee the other day. Wewe unangangana hapa kumuita sijui mabuyu tukamuli. Sijui twende kufanya nini hapa. I'm telling you, utachoka. So unasikia wenye anasema hana nguvu. Because again you find yourself you're competing against even other ladies who are even doing better, and you think that maybe this guy will be inclined to picking them over her.
And then also there's this aspect where people you come across people saying that I'm looking for a God-fearing man. Who is a God-fearing man? You know, there's a God-fearing man and a man who's in church. Those are two different things. Church is an institution where it's an aspect of humanity, and there's a God-fearing man who is responding to a spirit. I normally say that everything is spiritual, but what spirit? Yes, you might have grown in a background of church. But just because you found yourself in church, honor that in the God-fearing man.
Actually, I'd say the church ni wase. Church is the people. Church is the body of Christ. Church is you and me. Church is the whole aspect of the body of Jesus Christ, you know, coming together. And what you call church typically as a building is technically just a meeting place. And it's important that I would say that if you really want to have good relationships that are founded on godly principles, it's important man to get to say and I love God, which is what I personally would recommend as deal breaker. Msee anapenda God, msee ana worship God, msee ana, you know, and fear God. It's one of those things that I'd really want to encourage. Why? The reason why I say that is because even when they get into a relationship with you, they're already understanding certain dimensions and dynamics with regards to relationship. So wanajua hii kitu nikiengage, najua number one, hata my first responsibility is not towards this chick. My first responsibility is towards God. And so I wouldn't want to mess with God's property. Mtu ni mtu wa God. So na have kumhandle penye inafaa. I cannot have space to abuse. I cannot have space to mistreat. I cannot allow such things because God amenipatia opportunity ya do life na kushare, you know, an opportunity to enjoy life with this person. So inakuwa ni step up level ingine, man.
Listening to you, I remember I saw a certain video of a guy who was just personating himself, and then he was like, this is a video call of a lady and him. And then he was like, tell me about yourself. By the time she's even finishing to question the question that she wants to pop it up, the guy already answered. And then he's like, you know what, I will send you an email with all the information that you need to know about me. And then it's like, no, now tell me whether you can tell me whatever God is speaking to you about whatever it is that you want. So I'm looking at it as, yes, you are looking for a God-fearing man. But are you a God-fearing woman?
Yourself.
You're looking for a prayerful man. Are you even prayerful?
But you know that's the challenge. Let me tell you the biggest challenge that we have. Most people want what they don't have. Most people want what they don't have. And they are looking for people to, because we've been taught marriage ni complement, strengths zako ndio weaknesses zake, you know, na weaknesses na strengths zake ndio weaknesses. So you're told don't compete, just complement. But let me tell you, there's also a place where both of you are strong.
True.
It's very important, kwa sababu kama unatafuta mse, I would ideally say someone who loves God. I want to say that you equally look for someone as well who, you know, if you love God, look for someone who loves God too. If you're a person who loves prayer, look for someone who loves prayer. These are things that are going to strengthen your union. If you're a person who enjoys certain things. It's important. Who get pair. I'm not trying to say that you look for a person who everything is, you know. But Nimse, you know very well, also compliments on what I call your strengths and the things that I wouldn't let. Kuna vitu zinaitwa deal breakers zenye unajua. Hizi zinaitwa the irreducible minimums.
Yes.
Hizi ni vitu kama yuko hapo. Hata hakuna haja ya kuproceed, you know.
Very true.
So hizo vitu irreducible minimums zako zikuwe ni common, mutual na strong.
Yes. I think basically we've talked about much of the things that people, and mostly these are ladies. Actually, we've had one response from a guy.
Hey, what is the guy saying?
Ni ile afia tu.
Okay.
Ule aliongelelea story ya fear.
Okay.
Yeah, na wengine madam tu wako tu hapo. They talk about fear of yeye kunikataa. Mwingine anasema there is no him. I think we've tackled that. So if you're watching us, you can even tell us what it is that you fear mostly and what is stopping you from shooting that shot down in our comments, in our social medias. Unaweza tu DM, unaweza tu comment huko kila mahali. And this is Catch 22 nijikute. If you're in that situation, man, tuambie ni nini inaweza kukufanya.
What would you do about? Thanks so much for actually checking us out. Please subscribe, please like, please share these conversations. Let it just resonate around. Let it spark and start off some couple of conversations around you. And what would you really do? Where unaweza do nini kama? What I'm saying, una like get them, una like maybe unaona na intimidate, labda ni high flyer, nini. What are some of these things that hold you back? We want to encourage you, by the way. Fear is not of God, by the way.
Yes.
And I want to say God has given us a spirit
of fear.
Not a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Be fearless. Be bold.
Be fearless, be bold, manze.
Yes.
Thank you so much. God bless you and see you on the next topic. Peace, we out.
No, long but